All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Black Mountain Painting. Today we're going to do some cabinets. They've already taken the doors off, so we took the doors to the shop. A little bit later, they're going to take you guys over to the actual job where you can actually see the cabinets, bodies being done. They're also doing the interior walls, and they're painting and they're staining the exterior of the home as well. These cabinets are kind of in rough shape. They're older. So what happens is all the cabinets started out like this. If we can't get it smooth, because what'll happen is it'll chip. I wish you guys were here yesterday so we could have shown you guys, but Colton forgot. So if you come look at this, so this is what we're trying to get rid of. This paint right here will actually create a ridge, and you'll be able to see that with the new coat of paint. So you want a nice smooth surface, and we'll get, so basically we sand it down. We'll use Bondo if we have to kind of cover it and make sure that everything's super flat and they get exactly what they want. But as you can see kind of here, this was all white paint just like this, but since it was flaky, we did have to take it all off. We wash it down with TSP to make sure that everything is clean, ready for paint, and then we wipe everything down, and then we'll actually go into the paint process where we'll prime and put 2 coats of paint. We do have cabinets from anywhere from really old, probably 30 to 40 years, to brand new cabinet doors that she wants painted as well. So your when you wipe stuff down with TSP, you just got to be really careful with how you do it and what kind of concentration you use the TSP, because it will flake that paint. Once it starts to flake the paint, then you gotta go and sand all of it and get that stuff done. So with these 2 doors, we got a door here and a door there. We got a little bit extra things to do as far as cleaning and repair, because this one is in the washing room. So we're gonna try to repair this. It's particle board and it got wet, so it swelled a little bit. So we're gonna try to repair that. If we can't repair it, we'll just router and make a new door. We also have all the drawers and everything. We've TSP'd them and then we've papered them. They're 100% ready. So we'll set them up like this, spray the inside, spray the bottoms, and spray the back sides. Make sure the tape's good. Craven actually taped all these, did a great job. So that's about it for right now until we can start actually painting. But the prep is really important. Prep is always the most important thing you do while you're painting. That's walls, cabinets, anything you're painting, you want to do that. Make sure you're prepping really well. Because if you're not prepping well, then your product's going to turn out like crap. The biggest thing is, that's another thing too, is when you wash these, you want to use a TSP or a non-solvent based stuff, because it can react to the paint. If you go on YouTube and just look at like how Dawn dish soap reacts to paint, it'll actually prevent the paint to cover. So people use it, artists use it, like in spray paint art and stuff like that. It'll fisheye with the power soap. So don't use that power soap either unless you get it completely off. That's why the TSP is nice, because it kind of dries up. It's a powder that you mix with water. It'll dry up, and then you can just wipe any residue or whatever off right away. You don't actually have to get it wet again and do that. These have all been wiped, and we should be painting probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, so today we're going to be using this for our cabinets. This thing is awesome. It is the Quick Shot by Graco. They just came out with it this year. We use ours, obviously. We use ours quite a bit. Your paint reservoir is up here. Then if you're not using it right away, you can pop it closed, and it'll keep that paint fresh. But then, oh, Gorilla put it on. Now I'm laughing. It's like that pickle jar. There we go. I do wish that this was, I do wish that was metal and this was, because the plastic on here gets a little bit iffy, but we'll wash it out a little bit better. We need to clean it. We just did that black railing over there, so we did clean it quick. That's just water. But yeah, if put the paint in here, you get about a quart, or you get a quart of paint. That actually goes a long ways. We save a lot of paint this way. Otherwise, we're using the other machines, and you got to push that paint through the machine, and that's usually at least a half a gallon to push paint through. And then this is awesome. This is a game changer. So if you are starting a painting company or thinking about doing even at-home stuff, that thing is definitely one to get. Runs off battery, and the battery lasts forever. So we'll be using this for the cabinets and then all the other stuff. So I'll bring that out to Whitewood so we can do that. But yeah, this is what we painted with it last time. It was just this railing. This turns upside down, but they're gonna put a piece of wood on the top. So when we use this thing, it's really nice because you got your trigger. Like, this is really lightweight and it's not hard. And then there is a belt that goes on, and it'll actually just attach to your belt. I'll go over this in another video, and we'll deep dive into this, because this thing is an amazing machine. And I think that if you want to be a pro painter, or if you just want to paint, this thing's definitely something to have. For the cabinets, we're going to use the emerald urethane. It's one of the better ones, better products. Are we sure?
Yeah.
For real?
That's what Bridget says.
Okay. Very unique color. I guess. This will be the first coat for the bottom cabinets and the drawers. We'll stand the drawers up, and then we'll see. This is the only thing I hate about this stupid thing, is this plastic twist thing. Make that metal so it doesn't, like, I promise I'm not. Wow, I can't get it off, I can't get it on. Like a high school kid at prom. Yeah, that's not right. Ooh.
Not this thing.
No, it's got to sit on there just right, otherwise. And the nice thing about it is, the carrier right here. Who does that? So you're in the water, through it, it's cleaned. Then you got the paint. So the paint, you can either set it down or carry it. It's pretty easy. These are all bottoms, right? So we're just gonna, usually we hang them, but we're just gonna spray them now, sitting down. We do have some extra time. And this will let it go flat. And we'll be able to put a little bit thicker coat on it. These being as old as they are, we don't like to do super thick coats, but we want to be able to go a little bit thicker to fill in any anything that's like scratches or anything like that. And this will actually show what we're kind of missing, because I'm sure we're missing something. Then we'll go over it and sand it. So when you're spraying these, you really want 50-50 coverage. So like when you spray it, you want to go back at each pass and hit that 50%. And then like any edges, just hit the edges quick. And then it'll kind of self-level. This stuff doesn't dry, I mean, this stuff dries pretty quick, but it doesn't dry super fast. And as you can see, like right here, there's stuff on the cabinet that didn't get cleaned well enough, and it's already starting to react with the paint. So we'll have to sand that and redo that, that little section. But that's gonna happen with the older cabinets. That's why we do it this way instead of just spraying them up. The newer cabinets obviously will spray up, excuse me, But older cabinets, I do like to do this and see it before it becomes a huge mess and we're ripping through everything else. All right. These are our bottoms, right, Crave? Okay. So she wants two different colors for the bottoms and the tops. The bottoms are that burnt orange color, and these are your bottom parts. And all these have been TSP'd. These are newer, but they're still not brand new. They're still kind of got some chipping and stuff going on with them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do these flat as well, kind of see what we come up with. I'm hoping that we can hide some of this stuff, these gouges and stuff. With the paint, we will go over it with Bondo as well. A nice good, like the base coat doesn't have to be super thick. We're just adhering the paint. And then it'll affect dry time. So, and then you come back and do second coat. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh no, there's no primer. But on these you don't need primer right now. We'll use some primer on some of the other stuff. But since this stuff's already been sanded, we know that the paint's good, it adheres. And that's what you want with the primer, is a good adhering and the stain blocker. And since we're using the emerald and not a cheaper cabinet paint, the emerald actually is a very good stain blocking paint. It is costly though. I think you're gonna probably end up paying like $70 to $80 a gallon for it. So there is that. Oh, we're running out of battery, but nice thing is we're done. So these are your bottoms. Get that nice coat on. We'll turn the fan on in here and the heater. And I have noticed with the heaters in our booth, it does help cure the paint faster, but it also helps the paint kind of level out and shine because it's radiant heat. So what we do is we'll pull all these down, and like this one, and just this little, it looks like a light bulb. That's actually a heating element, and it gets to about 220 degrees in here. So if you're a wrestler, my kid, he runs in here sometimes, cuts weight, but I wouldn't recommend it. It does get quite warm. So the nice thing is with this, obviously we got second coat. All I have to do is click this down and it's airtight, you know, and it'll be good for, you can keep paint in there probably for a week and not have to worry about it. I wouldn't recommend it, but that is something you can do. We're gonna keep it in here probably for an hour and then come back to it, and then you won't end up with that film that you get with paint that's left out. We do have a couple other ones. The batteries, we used this all yesterday, so the battery's a little bit dead. We're gonna switch the battery out. It's pretty easy. It's actually kind of crazy because we should take the battery out before we wash it because the battery's all wet. So definitely take the battery out before you wash it.
I don't think they'll be charged, but they don't have little.
No, they don't. I guess we'll see. And I know you guys are probably Wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask. Not that I'm against masks, but this water base, there's no overspray with this stuff. And with the booth, I know you can't hear it, but that big thing's a vent. And then if you look up, we have venting there and there. We are well ventilated in this place. So a mask is kind of, I don't want to say overkill because masks are important, but a mask with this stuff really isn't necessary, nor in this booth. Oh, so. So, still with that 50% stuff. Ooh, this is safe. So, make sure you're overlapping 50%. Is that side done? Okay, so. And then you'll hit that. There's a little ridge here. If you can, I'm gonna try to hit it, but if I don't, I'm gonna hit it on the next pass when we flip these. All you're really looking for is hitting that edge. And that 50% overlap gives you a nice clean line. So. And like I said, we usually hang these. We have a little bit of extra time. So I'd rather put the paint on a little bit thicker. The newer, like I said, the newer cabinets, you don't want thick paint. You don't want that bulky paint, but since that's kind of the look she's going for, that's obviously what we want to do. We want to make sure the customer's happy. She's actually a vet. We love working with veterans. I'm a vet, so anything we can do to make the veteran happy, that's always, we like to go above and beyond for that. But all right, now we let it sit. These two other things have different colors. The paint's by them. We're going to use emerald for that as well. And then we got the drawers that we can do real quick. So let's go do those, and I'll kind of show you how we do those. So since we're not going to do the drawers in the booth, I am going to wear the mask. It's in N85 and 95 N95 mask. So, it's just one of the disposable ones. It works pretty well. The bigger masks are good, but you'll never hear me in it, so I don't want to. My head's peeling, so football game. So with the N95, you can still kind of hear me, right? All right. So you just pinch your nose, make sure that's good, and then have that. Hopefully we don't get any overspray on the railing. And then we're gonna, me and Craven will stick a drop over it. This is Craven. He's one of our better workers. Fun to have. Unfortunately, he's leaving. He's going to the big city. He's gonna find his hopes and dreams in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I don't think anybody's ever done that before, but there's always a first for everything, right? He's also my nephew, so I like to give him crap, but I also like to look out for him. Oh, yeah, looks like Craven's sock.
I like Brandon's. Get it right. Actually, that's like his whole bed.
That's wet. Yuck. Run it this way. All right, so we got that protected. And like I said, there's not a lot of overspray with this stuff. We don't have to worry about it, but they are coming to pick those up, so we want to make sure that's this. And this will go pretty quick. And then really easy, just stand them up and then hit what you can. And then this is a tough part. This actually makes it really fun. So it's like playing. Oh, okay, so we're out of paint. So you can see how much paint we used. We did a lot of cabinet doors, and then we got through a lot of that. You get it? Yeah.
If you can't get it, I can't get it.
That's a lie. I mean, it's...
Colton, your turn. Come on.
This is the only downfall about this stupid thing is if you don't get it on right, like perfect, and the plastic, and once you get it on a couple times, that plastic moves, or you kind of shred that plastic, and then it's a pain in the to get off. So we're probably gonna have to get a new cup. There's a release thing here. Probably painted shut. That's another thing too, guys. Like, I own a paint crew with a bunch of people, and that they're usually really good about stuff like this. But take care of your stuff. Like, clean it, make sure it's a little bit easier. Oh, great. Okay, well, learned that today. So the filter goes in there, and we can take the whole cup out to clean it. So, man, I don't know. I can't get it. Legit can't get it. So we're gonna pull it.
Maybe run it over, yeah.
Yeah, and run it over the slop sink. So what there is there's a filter in there. Oh man. Graco. Yeah, see, I messed up. It's not Graco's fault. I messed up. I didn't put it on right. So, hey, so we do have a camera guy. He used to play college football at Presbyterian College. But maybe he can get this off. Colton, you want to try to get this off?
Try.
He was, I think, end guard and tackle, right?
Defensive end.
End of the bench, guard the water bottle, tackle anybody, come near it. So, but he still lifts weights like we call him Rudy. There you go, see? Rudy's got it. But, that thing's no joke. Yeah, I need to make one, like, Graco, I know you'll probably never see this video, but if you do, these need to be metal. Make it, spend some money on this, and that machine, like, I'll pay whatever you want for that machine. That machine's amazing, but that's the only downfall of that machine is this plastic crap. But, what is it, Armageddon, where the guy's in the Russian spacecraft or whatever, he's like, all made in Taiwan. But yeah, this is, I mean, you can kind of see how good emerald is. Like any other paint, like if you look in there, any other paint with this much water coming down on it would just wash away. Emerald, not so much. I mean, that paint adheres to a lot of things, and it's a really good paint. So, but since we're using the same color, I'm gonna dry this off real quick and clean out the filter. It's always good to do that. Can I get that, the rag? So we'll just wipe it off in there, and I mean, yeah, and like we've cleaned a lot of buckets, and usually when you do something like this, the paint's gone, especially we run all that water through. This paint's still kind of around, so that's good and bad. We kind of need to hurry up so we don't get that that one that's half done. But we'll stick the filter back in it, get more paint in here, and hopefully kind of go from there. So if you're doing cabinets and you don't have a machine and you're kind of just doing by hand, a good way to not get those roller marks or the brush lines is go over it with a foam roller and use Flood. It's I think it's an Elmer's product. I have to look. We have some laying around here. Yeah, so we put this in here. And put that. All right, so now we're good to go. So we're gonna dump the paint back in. And I know what you guys are thinking. It's first coat though. It'll be fine. Put the lid back on it. Yeah, and these sawhorses, amazing. Josh made these too, so put anything on it. All right, let's try to get this lid on here the right way this time. It's gonna take us a half an hour. So like it shouldn't be this hard to put a friggin' lid on. There we go. I think we got it. We got it. I think, yeah, that's slow and steady, I guess. So, easy as that. So we're gonna go over the whole thing again. Just kind of reactivate the paint. And there. Just get that base coat down. And then I'll crawl around on my belly and get the rest of it. But trust me, YouTube, you do not want to see that. It's ugly. It's not appealing. All right, so we got these little edges here that we still need to get. There's two different ways you can do it. You can lay down and do it, or put your thumb on the trigger like this and just spray up. Did I get it? So a little bit easier to do. And that way you're not crawling around on your belly. So, and then you got this inside piece. Want to make sure that this inside piece gets done. That I am going to have to lay down for, or I'm going to have to do that after first coat. So after first coat, we'll put these down, and then we'll get the insides done as well. So, all right, cool. As of right now, we're going to let this stuff dry and kind of go from there. See how it dries. That's the big thing. We're not perfect. We probably left some TSP on there. We probably didn't clean them good enough. We probably did some stuff to them where the paint's not going to react exactly like we want. So we will fine sand them down and then repaint them again and make sure we get everything. We're already starting to kind of see it here with the bottoms. So this is what I'm talking about here, where obviously it's been painted. I mean, you got thick paint all the way around it, but that's just not taking paint. So what we'll have to do is either spot prime it, or we will go in and sand it and get it down a little bit further. This right here, this is what you're looking for here. This is just me not covering well. So that's just light paint. So there's a difference between that and that. And the more you paint, the more you'll be able to tell. Another one is this one right here. This one's kind of reflecting the paint as well, where you can see where it's not a lot, but since the thickness up here is that thick and then it just kind of dies, there's probably something on that top that we'll need to take care of. The biggest thing is, the hardest thing to do with paint is when you do see an imperfection, you want to fix it right away. Paint, you got to let it dry. You got to let it sit, you got to let it cure, and then you can go and fix anything that needs to be fixed. Don't try to jump into it right away, because that's just going to cause more problems, because anytime you mess with paint, it's going to dry the way it was messed with. So definitely we're going to sit and wait for these to dry. It'll be about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll come back, touch everything up that we need to touch up, then come doing second coat. All right, and I think you guys are headed off to go look at the actual cabinets, not just the doors. Good? All right, so basically we're going to take you back to, you guys got before pictures and some before videos at the beginning of the video, and now we're going to kind of show you the finished product as they kind of finish up and just do the little stuff here and there. We got Tanya here. She's just kind of touching up the gutters with DTM paint. It's in a Woodlux can, but it is DTM paint. Say hi, Tanya. We use Cabot semi-solid stain on this. They're looking for a certain color. Cabot was the only one that they could do to make the color, and we had to go over an existing color, so we went with a semi-solid, usually semi-transparent if you're wanting to see wood grain or anything like that. But you do actually really notice the wood effects even with the stain over the top. So really good stain actually. I'm really surprised by Cabot. It's not one I always go to or choose, but it's kind of changed a little bit on there. And then we got David and Jackson over here with Isaac. This, as you can see in here, the Cabot, it covers really, really well. It really kind of gets into the grooves too, but also you can see the wood, you can see the knots still. So it's not like you're actually losing anything when you went to the semi-solid with the Cabot. These guys are going to scrape and we're going to restain this deck. I think all I got left are the decks and some touch-up stuff. So they're going over with the scraper. They're going to redo the whole deck. Painted the gutter. What?
What's the title of this session of
I don't know. The gutter was originally a brown. Then we went over it, painted it white. Downspouts also a brown, painted it white. Painted everything as far as trim and stuff white. And then again, we went over with the stain with the house. So the original color was that over there, and you kind of had the white with that, so we had the garage. So it went from that to that, so you can definitely see the difference in protection level as far as the stain goes.
Always stay protected.
There's Brandon, he hurt his foot wrestling.
Hi.
Yeah,
Don't wrestle.
I wrestle on a beach
Don't
apparently.
wrestle.
Remember what we told you, Brandon? Someone tries to wrestle you, what are you gonna do?
You're naked.
Yep, get naked.
I took my pants off like Randy from Let's go.
So this is the done deck. They redid this. So this was concrete. It was pretty rough. You can see it in the before pictures, but now it's got a good clean coat on it. Tanya probably did that. Brandon probably watched her.
Tanya's a hard worker.
Are we getting in through here or there?
I'm going through here.
Okay, sweet. Thank you guys. Alright, so then we got Craven putting in cabinet doors and getting that stuff done.
Yeah.
We got Phil in here cleaning up. We had a little bit of paint drips, but should clean up pretty nice. And then this wall bubbled a little bit, but it actually turned out pretty good. So yeah, there's something on it. We had to clean it, so we cleaned the wall and redid it. These cabinets are probably 30 to 50 years old. So they got numerous coats of paint on them already. So they did paint up pretty nice, but obviously there is some touch-up stuff and some other stuff that we got to do to them. So, we'll get that taken care of and make sure that all of it is perfect when we're out of here. I was here almost all morning and the ladder was there and Craven was there, and then I came back at 3:30 and the ladder's there and Craven's there. I know you guys made it all the way around, but it was just kind of funny because I go in and Craven's sitting right at the same door I left at, and I was like, dude, what did you do? But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. We got a couple things to fix. These guys will knock this out pretty quick, and hopefully the homeowner's happy with it. We got some stuff we got to grab, and we'll go around, grab all the bigger pieces, shop back the little pieces. But yeah, with Phil's killing it. Isaac's been killing it. Isaac's fairly new to this, but he's catching on really good. So I'm really glad he's part of it. And all these guys, I mean, we couldn't do it without any of them. So really happy that they're part of this. And this is another house that they absolutely destroyed. They killed it. So yeah, check out the befores and afters. And if you got any questions about the products we used or anything else, just leave it in the comments and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, guys.